G'day, everyone. Welcome to this week's devotional looking at the Pentecost power and unity. The thing that we talked about on the weekend was looking at encouragement through the book of Acts. And now, when we're talking about encouragement, we aren't talking about polite kind of compliments or casual kind of hang in there, mate, you'll be right, things will get better. Biblical encouragement actually means that we impart courage into someone else, that we give them the real power and presence of God directly into the pain and weaknesses that are going on in their life. But here's a hard truth sometimes. We cannot give what we haven't received. If we try to encourage others to serve God out of our own emotional reserve, we're going to burn out time and time and time again. We see in the passage that we were looking at on the weekend, before Jesus sent his disciples out to change the world, he didn't give them a complete master plan. In fact, we see in Acts chapter 2 and through Acts chapter 1 as well, he gave them two words: wait and receive. And don't you just feel the pressure come off as we say that? Before they go and do more, before they try and be better, before they try and come up with how we're going to go about spreading the news of Jesus, wait and receive. In Acts 2, on the day of Pentecost, the promise was fulfilled. A rushing wind filled the room, heaven declaring that dead bones were coming back to life and a new creation was beginning. Then we see the divided tongues of fire resting on each believer. God is declaring that the holy temple is no longer made of bricks or mortar. It's not this sacred place just for these certain people. In fact, his sacred place is in us. God lives inside us today. So when we feel exhausted, we need to stop trying to push the stalled car of our life or trying to make things happen on our own. We need to stop and rest and wait for the Holy Spirit to fill us and to encourage us and to give us what we need to go on. When the Spirit filled those ordinary Galileans, a miracle of unity happened. They began speaking in real specific native local dialects of the diverse crowd that had gathered there in Jerusalem. At the Tower of Babel, if we look backwards, human pride led to confused languages and scattered people. But at Pentecost, the Holy Spirit reversed it. He didn't erase their cultural differences. In fact, Holy Spirit united them around one glorious center, and we read that that is the mighty work of Jesus Christ. True encouragement thrives when we stop letting our differences divide us, when we stop acting in our own pride, when we stop thinking that we can get to God on our own merit, but rather just seek Jesus out, allow the Holy Spirit to come into us, and put the gospel at the center of everything that we do. Now, whenever the Holy Spirit moves, it forces a choice. Some in the crowd in the passage kind of leaned in with awe, asking, "What does this mean? Tell us more." Others mocked them as being drunk. If you live in a radically encouraging way, in a spirit-filled life, the world might not always understand you, and that's okay. Your love, your joy will still be a beacon of hope to all the people around you, knowing that God is drawing them in to see something different. So this week, let's take some simple steps together. Stop running on empty. In fact, stop trying to do things on your own and ask the Holy Spirit daily to breathe life into you afresh every day. Second, guard the church's unity, the church worldwide. Stand together around Jesus rather than getting pulled into kind of minor offenses or pride or kind of resentments around this or political arguments around that. Stand guarded in the unity of looking at Jesus Christ. And thirdly, speak encouragement to others. Pick up the phone, send a text, or use your words to impart God's courage to someone who may need it, knowing that the Holy Spirit will fill you with what you need and that can overflow to someone else. Be an encouragement to others. Take care, everyone.